Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another educational commentary. For those of you guys new here, basically what I do is I commentate everything that I'm thinking about, everything that I'm doing, so that you guys can see the consistencies across all my games and apply it to yourself. So, today we are playing in Bronze, Silver, Gold, I can't tell, and we are playing against a Nasus top with no cleanse. We have no cleanse, and we are running Grasp of the Undying, and the point of this style is we're just going to poke him really hard and just try to keep getting stacks on repeat over and over again. So let's start off by controlling the brushes. Everyone already knows I like to do that. Control the brushes, and what you do is when you auto your opponent, you enter the brush so that the minions don't aggress onto you. That's essentially all that is. And everyone should be applying that to their gameplay if they want to become good at Vayne top, so you don't tank minions for no reason. So as per usual, notice the way I'm balancing my Grasp of the Undying, along with making sure I get minions, entering brushes to reset. Oh, ow, that hurt. Getting some Grasp procs here, and just gonna kind of try to go for a ton of HP this game. Just a fun little build, nothing too serious since we are playing not in Diamond Plus. But again, we're doing our 3-wave crash, which is still the same, where you build up the first wave and the second wave and the third wave and you crash. Normally I'd ward by now, but I think playing in this elo should be okay to not ward because they'll just miss everything when they gank you anyways. And normally right here you would base after this wave right here. Oh, yikes. 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 Yikes! Okay. Okay, normally you'd base right there to do a quote-unquote 3-wave cheater reset, but in this case, let's just stay and poke the Nasus. And notice the way that I'm attacking outside of tower range because he's giving me the opening to hit him. And just, again, slowly getting my Grasp procs on repeat over and over again. And here's the thing, is when Elise ganks me, when she does, she will gank me at some point. When she does, notice how I probably won't die. Because all you have to do is just dodge the cocoon. And because you took so much HP from the enemy top laner, he's pretty much not even part of the fight. So essentially, it's a 1v1, pretty much. So let's keep staying here and just keep poking the Nasus and slowly working down his HP and slowly working down the tower with my Demolish. So Elise is ganking me right now. I'm gonna ping for help. She's here. You don't need to run, you're fine. Just be smart about it when you do get ganked. And I guess in this case we have this guy. He's gonna jump to me. He should jump to me. This guy into the... Oh, he didn't go into the wall. Unlucky. But let's try to get some damage. Try to get Grasp proc right here. There you go. Very nice. And let's just keep poking and keep pushing the wave. So as long as you hold your cool, guys, when you get ganked, and don't, like, entertain the gank, if there's a different angle for you to, like, play away from the gank for a while, then you can definitely take it. But in this case, because Nasus didn't poke me at all, and I was in a good position where at least had to run all the way around, I was able to just simply attack the Nasus, and then obviously Rengar was there. Even if Rengar wasn't there, I was still fine. All you would do is just fight the Nasus on repeat over and over again and never let Elise get towards you. That's it. But again, as per usual, we're going to keep pushing here. I think he's going to die right here with the E into the wall. Oh, I had no mana. Okay. Well, that is okay. We are going to continue pushing the wave, and we are going to take a base here and grab a Demolish proc. So yeah, let's grab a Demolish proc right here. And we'll take our base, as the wave is bouncing towards us, and Nasus base, and we shall now base. So overall, so good. And yeah, guys, if you haven't already known, I am doing Smurf content, very low elo, because it is about that time where I am going to be posting a completely different type of YouTube video, League related, obviously, on this channel. And we'll see how it goes. It is the big project that I keep hyping up for the last like 3 months, and hopefully it does really well and it will shift the entire content of this channel. But do not fear, if you guys are still interested in educational gameplay, I will find another channel, probably my secondary channel, and still be able to post pretty much this exact same content. So just want to throw a heads up why I'm smurfing. It's a lot easier to make sure you get a game, and I want to have more time to continue working on my project and finishing it. That's why I'm smurfing, if you are curious. But continuing on, we are going to poke the Nasus a couple times, and normally in this position, I'll teach people, right? When the wave's pushing back towards you, you want to shave the wave as much as you can without pushing the wave back towards the opponent. But in this situation, I'm not going to freeze. I'm going to push the wave back into Nasus. I'm going to bless up the Nasus's day and make the game easy for him to play. Because right now, look how bad the game is if I just froze. I could easily freeze right now. What can Nasus do? If he walks up, you just kill him. You poke his HP down, etc, etc, and then you eventually kill him. Since I'm pushing out the wave right here, he doesn't have to use his brain. All he has to do is just soak up the minions underneath the turret, try to avoid my poke if he knows how to avoid it a little bit better, like a challenger player. But yeah, as you can see, he walks up and I can very easily get an auto on him and then proc my W. But again, like if you guys are playing like in bronze, silver, gold, a lot of it is very similar, right? You can really easily abuse your opponents if they disrespect you. Like right here, boom, and that's one free auto right there, right? Like if he goes for one of these right here, boom, 2 free autos, right? You don't even have to do crazy mechanics like me where you're like 1v4 or whatever, right? Like right now, like he's just walking to, I can stand here probably and I'll still be fine. At least it's ganking me, which is still fine. Just move away from her and then you're out, right? You can turn right here if you want. Oh wait. So we'll kite back. Oh my god. And we'll quickly swipe a kill. Wave's pushing towards us, so we'll take a base. We'll do a little bit of try-harding right here, but that's perfectly fine. And when we go on base, let's grab our Heartsteel, which is not a good item to buy on Vayne. It is a Actually, to be quite honest, aside from maybe Dr. Mundo, I'll be honest, guys, I think Heartsteel is a trash item. I'm gonna say it. This is an omega trash item. I'm not even gonna clickbait the video with OMG Heartsteel 3k HP or something. We're just gonna build it. But overall, if anyone tells you Heartsteel is good on any champion, I think it's trash. Maybe Mundo. Maybe a melee match up top. Aside from that, item's trash. But if you are new here, the build that I always suggest everyone to run is the Blade of the Rune King into Rage Blade into Wit's End build. That is the best objective Vayne top Vayne build, in my humble opinion. But let's continue on. Let's farm these minions, and hopefully we can get the push back and start farming up some more grass procs onto the Nasus right here. Come on. Nice. So right here, we are going to... Normally, I'll do a 3-wave crash just for demonstration. So right here, you do a 3-wave crash. 3-wave cannon crash. Basically, how you do it is you stack up a cannon wave, which is one right here. Then you have a non-cannon wave that literally just came, which is wave number 2. And then the next wave that's spawning is a non-cannon wave. And that is the wave that you shove into your opponents. And the reason why you do that 3-wave stack up is your opponents have to respect you because you have such a big minion wave that if they walk up, they'll probably just end up getting poked out and die. And then they'll lose the big wave, right? And even if you get ganked in this scenario, you have such a big wave, you might be able to actually even 1v2. And here's the honest part, right? It's not even a 1v2, it's a 2v2. The entire minion wave counts as an entire whole teammate, if that makes sense, right? As you can see here, Nasus just walking up for no reason. Free poke, right? Vayne top, XD, range top laner, etc, etc. All the flame that you want to throw onto Vayne top, that's fine. And here we go. Wave 3, we crash. 3-wave cannon crash. Obviously, if you get coaching from me, I'll teach you all the other wave crashes. 1-wave non-cannon into cannon. 2-wave non-cannon. There's all the little variations that you have to know about if you want to play Vayne top. Or even just top lane in general properly. Even bot lane, to be honest. But as you can see here, take notes of the way I poke my opponents and move in and out of the tower. And ultimately, you can like agree that I haven't done anything too crazy this game. All I did pretty much this game was I used the brushes early on to reset minion aggression, which everyone does. Like I've teach it every single video. So you guys should already be doing that stuff. And I'm kind of just taking advantage of when the melee champion walks up. Just poking him, and that's it. Throwing a little mechanics in there, auto Q, a little bit of sheer spacing is important, and then you're vibing, right? Ooh, that was risky. But yeah, right here we're just farming grass procs and nothing too crazy. And basically, I'm not doing any wave management strategies, like letting the wave bounce back towards me. All that fancy stuff. I'm simply just pushing the wave on repeat over and over again. Which is normally only done when you have Berserker Greaves. Berserker Greaves, what's it called? Vamp Scepter and a Pink Ward and a Refill Potion. That is when you do the 1-wave shove on repeat over and over again. But yeah, right here, I'm not afraid of getting ganked by anyone on the enemy team because I don't think any of them are quite strong enough to even handle me. And they don't really know how to approach the gank either, so we're able to kind of just walk around for free, which has already been demonstrated multiple times with the Elise. But yeah, again, poking the tower, nothing too crazy. Grass proc right there. How many do we have so far? We have 44 grass proc, so we are in fact getting tanky. We'll have a Heartsteel soon, so we'll take a base and grab the item and start stacking that along with our grass plant dying. Probably should have went Overgrowth this game, but I was against the Nasus top, so I decided to go unflinching. And here's the thing, guys, is if you ever have the idea to suggest Tenacity Rune instead of Alacrity on Vayne for the Nasus, I don't think it's worth it. But maybe because we didn't run Cleanse, it might have actually been worth it. Low-key, not gonna lie, guys. And then, like, build a Merc Treads this game on top of that. So maybe if you don't go... Because normally in this matchup, I'll go Ghost Cleanse. And this is a very good game for Ghost Cleanse. Look at the enemy team. W here, stun here, like, some stuns over here. Ghost Cleanse would be perfect, because there's nothing really to flash here. You know what I mean? Sure, you can maybe argue with Saskio. Yeah, I can flash them out of the Morgana, ult Cheddar, Morgana, Q, Elise, E. You know what I mean? But for the most part, it's I don't really think you need flash. And especially against Nasus, you don't really flash anything, to be honest. But yeah. Continuing on, we're going to keep pushing. And I'm going to base after this Winning Wave right here. And we'll come back on the map and poke down the Nasus with our Heartsteel and start trying to stack that up. So here we go. Let's push. Push, 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 push. And we will now simply take our base and grab a Heartsteel. Head back onto the map and absolutely vibe. Hopefully I don't get stopped here. That'd be kind of... I'll kill him if he stops me, because my ego is going to jump in the way there. Next up, let's build towards our Blade of the Rune King, because we need damage. And then we are going to grab a... You can't buy a Rage Blade, unfortunately. So we'll go Blade of the Rune King, and then we'll build maybe like a Phantom Dancer or something. And then just try to zoom speed around maybe. That could be the vibe this game. But yeah, definitely somewhere in our build though, we're going the one of the QSS items. Probably go Silvermere Dawn for some HP. And yeah, maybe just grab full HP items. That'd be kind of fun, right? But continuing on, you can freeze right here and force your opponents to walk up. But I am going to push out the wave. My Rengar wants to do Herald, which is fine. I will notice where I stand while pushing out this... Shut up, bro. While pushing out this top wave. Basically, I'm in a position where I'm as close to the Rengar as I possibly can be, while also being in position to still farm my minions, which is what I want. I'm coming. Shut up. Oh, yeah. Quickly swipe a ward down as they come through. Yes, smite. Oh, very nice. Okay, he wants you to pick it up. Sure, I will not decline it at all. I will save it for this dragon and apply the strategy that I always teach everyone in every single video. But continuing on, let's try to get a Heartsteel proc here. Ah, very nice. And a grass proc for the boys, why not? And then let's push out the wave, and then let's keep farming this guy for grass procs, and whenever Heartsteel is available, let's get some Heartsteel procs going. But on a real note, guys, don't go this build. It's not good. Like, I will occasionally clickbait my YouTube videos, like be like, oh my god, it's so OP, right? But it really isn't. We're just changing it up sometimes, especially since we're playing in a bit lower elo. Change it up, give you guys different vibes, you know? And have a good time as you guys get some educational commentary on what I'm doing. So right here, looks like we get a Heartsteel proc. We'll wait a second. Heartsteel proc into the bag. And I might not even take this tower ever, because it will put me in a position where Nasus is always constantly going to be walking up, which means I can keep farming him for Heartsteel and grass procs on repeat over and over again. But continuing on, let's keep pushing out the waves and keep pushing. And eventually I'm going to get ganked by Morgana and Elise, and even maybe Pyke, if they decide to send Pyke over. But I'll just simply outplay all three of them when they decide to come by simply dodging everything, and we'll be vibing. Here's the thing, guys, okay? In lower elos, okay? I understand, yes, like you might not be playing like Saskio, right? But when you're watching these educational commentaries, my biggest piece of advice is take notes of the things I don't talk about, okay? The execution, right? Like my mouse movement. I can't mention my mouse movement 24/7. I can't mention how I'm spacing, like right now, to auto this Nasus, right? Instead of standing a bit closer, right? these are the things that I can't mention. This is the stuff that you really want to take notes of. All the things that I say out loud of my mouth, that's like a bigger like thing that I'm talking about. Like for example, like, oh, we're gonna 3-wave crash, like X-wave crash. Like that is important. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, this is a hard reality that you must accept. At the end of the day, League of Legends and being good at it is all about mechanics. That's it. It is really, truly about mechanics. I don't care what those improvement YouTube channels tell you, the bullshit that they feed you of, oh, you can carry by macro, yada yada, like all that bullshit. You know what I mean? And you know those channels. I can't say it because NDA. But you guys get the point I'm talking about, right? At the end of the day, it's all about your mechanics. Focus on your mechanics, your ability to control your mouse, your ability to control X, X, and this. That is what is going to make you climb, okay? Take it from me. I don't lie. Take it from me. Right here, let's try to get a Heartsteel proc, and then I'll talk about that a little bit more. Okay, let's push right here. Dragon is up, so we want to pop the Herald in a second or kill this guy. But I'm... Oh, right here. 3 damage. Could you eat into the wall? Yeah, you could eat into the wall if you want. But I'm gonna play it slow, keep poking the guy, keep farming him for some grass procs, and absolutely vibe. And here is also the unfortunate thing too. If you do get coaching from Saskio, unfortunately I can't teach you how to get better micro either, which is mechanics. That is just another harsh reality. It's very hard to teach. Very hard to teach mechanics because it's so tedious and yeah. Anyways, let's do a gank coming right here. Let's pop the Herald. Get some Heartsteel procs going. Very nice. And we get the crash, and we can simply take our base, and we should be in a perfect position. And I think that they're gonna... Pyke's gonna E-ult me, but here's how to beat the Pyke E-ult, guys. Tumble forward. Watch. So Pyke's gonna roll up here in a second. Okay, do you not have ult, bro? Is that my glove? Go into the bush, go into the bush. I can't beat you if you go in the bush. I can't beat you if you go in the bush. No! If he went into the bush, I can't beat him. Because I don't have ward. And if I face check, he can probably land auto, Q, auto with Hailblade and probably kill me. Unless I E him into the wall, but it's really hard to E someone when he enters the wall. But anyways. Continuing on, ladies and gentlemen, let's grab Blade of the Rune King. And get back onto the map. What is our Heartsteel stack sticking at? Sitting at 177. So we are gaining a ton of HP. Imagine if I ran cut down this game, that'd have been terrible. But continuing in that conversation, ladies and gentlemen, of the macro and micro thing earlier, just to be clear, micro is your small inputs, small thinking, small movements, mechanics, all that stuff. Macro is viewing things from a larger perspective, talking about like map movement, where to go, which lane to go into, etc., right? Wave management, all that stuff. I can only focus on coaching majority macro, okay? If you do decide to get coaching from me, which a lot of people do, and in the pursuit of becoming better at macro, my objective with my coaching is to make you guys better at micro, because you guys are trying to do these things at a macro level. My hopes is that you guys will develop the ability to execute it with micro. So that is how my coaching works, if you guys are curious. But yes, continuing on, let's poke this Nasus and take this tower, and looks like we gotta finally kill him here if he wants. Okay. We get our stacks here, and let's keep going. And let's continue pushing out the waves. And looks like the enemy team has no one to deal with me, unfortunately. This is the stage of the game, okay? When the opponent starts sending multiple people towards you, and it's up to you if you want to entertain all these people. Because right now, Elise is going to be here. And yeah, right now. We're going to dodge the cocoon by tumbling here, juking back downwards, juking upwards. And then we can just stand here and fight her because she will die. She's going to E up in the air right here. But we can auto Q her, so we'll just do that. And it's up to you if you want to entertain it or run away and take your base. So right here, I'm going to keep entertaining it, because why not? Get some Heartsteel procs. Grass proc. Another grass proc right there. 48 HP. Wow. Absolute vibes. And next up, Morgana should be here at about 21-27. She's going to be here. And then Pyke's also going to be here too. So yeah, there's a Morgana behind me. Aphelios is here. I'm going to do some weird shit right here where they don't expect it. No. Unlucky. Well, I entertained it, ladies and gentlemen, and I could not take on 4 guys at once in this scenario, unfortunately. But, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump back into the action. I am getting pinged right now. Vayne, alive, 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 alive. What is this build? Alright. We said we wanted to grab a Phantom Dancer, so let's grab a Phantom Dancer, get some nice movement speed and attack speed from our Phantom Dancer, and hopefully it'll help us out with the Nasus. And then we'll maybe grab just more tank items for the hell of it. Titanic Hydra, Silver Mirrodon. Random items like that will be fun. But yeah, get back on the map we go. But maybe I'll talk less about the game and talk about League of Legends overall. If you guys are serious about climbing, okay, I'm not gonna advertise my coaching, but anymore. But you need to create a system on how you play the game. You need to create a system that you can follow no matter what champion you're playing and no matter what elo you're playing in, right? It's the same across the board. And I've talked about these systems on repeat on these YouTube videos, left and right? And again, not to plug, but in my coachings. I personally section the game out into four categories. Picture this in your head. Category number 1, I've mentioned it already, mechanics, okay? It's your ability to execute everything or anything that you want to execute, right? That's mechanics. This comes down to also things like your camera control, your mouse movement, etc., right? Your ability to, essentially your ability to control your character, pretty much. That's the first part. That's your mechanics, which is the most important thing. Don't get me wrong. Now, number 2, okay, is zone of influence. Zone of influence is a very simple concept. It is the area somebody can impact. Think about it like this. Picture this. You are a scripter. One sec. Picture this. You are basically a scripter, okay? You're scripting. You're able to draw out your opponent's ranges. You're able to draw out how far their ability goes. Like, for example, in the Elise E, right? From this position, the Elise E might reach up to here, right? If you can see it on my mouse. What else are we gonna buy? We're gonna buy shits and giggles items. Alright. Like, you should be able to calculate how far something can travel relative to their current distance. You should calculate how fast it travels, right? How big the projectile is. These are all like little details that you need to be drawing out as a scripter, right? That's what a script does for you. Basically, what I'm telling you guys is not to script. I'm telling you guys to script with your brain. Do it in your head. Whenever someone approaches you or you approach someone on any champion, think about, okay, right now I'm standing right here. If this guy uses his ability right now, will it hit me? Okay, if it will hit me, what can I do to dodge it? Should I flash it? Should I tumble it? Should I juke it to the left or right? Right? That's essentially zone of influence concept at its finest. Is you're basically just drawing out your opponent's ranges and you're creating game plans around it. That's it. That's the concept. And you basically have to do it 24/7 in the league game. When you're laning against someone, you need to calculate everything that they have to, that they can give to you, that they can damage you with, and then go from there. In a team fight, for example, you're not going to worry about Nasus E. But in the laning phase, you might worry about it, right? In this team fight right here, what are we going to worry about? Elise E, right? Pyke hook, Pyke E, right? Morgana Q, Morgana alt tether, right? We're not going to give a fuck about Morgana W, for example, right? So basically, during the laning phase, you can worry about everything. But out of laning phase and in team fights, only worry about the big things that people can do to you. In Nasus's case, and champions like Jax, etc. Like, let's start with Garen and Nasus, right? These are champions that I put examples of as walking characters. What is a walking champion? A walking champion is a champion that doesn't have any dashes. For example, what's a walking champion? Garen. He has no dashes. Sure, he has a speed up and whatnot, right? Sure, he has flash, but who doesn't have flash? You know what I mean? So, walking champions, they do have a technical zone of influence, which is their auto range. For example, Garen, his E range relative to his character, right? Etc. etc. You guys get the point, right? But the most important zone of influence when it comes to those characters is their entire body. So normally, when you calculate like a Blitzcrank Q or a Morgana Q or an Elise E, you can calculate the distance where when if they shoot the ability right now from the current location, you can calculate how long it would take to reach you. But for Garen in this case, okay, when Garen clicks Q, you have to calculate how long it would take for him to reach you, and if he can even reach you, right? So instead, now you're calculating his entire body. His entire body is the zone of influence itself. So that's something that you can keep in mind for those champions, right? But yeah, that is essentially zone of influence in a full nutshell for you guys to understand. Basically, I'm teaching you guys, you want to script, but with your brain, and that will make sure that you are being mindful of what your opponents can and can't do to you, so you can create a game plan around it and go from there. So right now, Elisa's approaching me. I'm calculating her E. That's really it. I'm only drawing out her E and how I can dodge it. So stumble into her, juke downwards, right? That's an example, right? Of using that concept to my advantage. Where I tumbled forward, and then I knew, okay, Elisa's probably going to shoot her E right here because she sees me in this position right now. But if she shoots the E right now, I'm going to be long gone because I'm going to juke downwards, right? I created a game plan around her E, what I knew she was going to do, so a little bit of human psychology thrown into the mix. But that's like some psychological shit down the line that you can worry about when you get there. But yeah, that's basically like the zone of influence concept right there that was demonstrated. And while zone of influence, I taught you guys how to use it. No, not how to use it. I taught you guys how to picture it. I didn't teach you guys how to use it. There's millions of ways you can use it. That was one of them, right? I preemptively moved, right? But what happens if she doesn't shoot it? So now we have to juke upwards now because she's probably going to shoot it downwards, right? Or another way you can use it is, let's say there's a Blitzcrank standing in this bush, right? As you can walk up to near the brush, but then back away because you're drawing out the range of the Blitzcrank hook. So you're walking just into the maximum range of the ability, but you're leaving. But you know that if they do shoot it when you were walking up to the max range, they're gonna miss, right? So that's a little thing that you can worry about. No way. What's up? Alright, take a base. Grab some items. So yeah, that's a very common thing, by the way, where you walk up to someone's ability range and then you bait the ability when you're against champions like Brand bot lane, right? Vel'Koz bot lane. So that's a little strategy you guys can apply to beat people in the bot lane, where you're in position currently where if you stood still, you would get hit by the ability. But by the time the ability reaches you, because that's also another thing you calculate, is how long it takes for it to reach you if they do shoot it, right? You're already long gone. You're long gone. Boom. Free cooldown taken away from them, and free mana, right? So that's zone of influence, okay? That's all zone of influence. Number 3, wave management, okay? The reason why wave management is so important, it doesn't matter if you play Vayne or not. It's actually definitely really important if you play Vayne, but it doesn't matter what champion you play. Wave management. There are a lot of ways to talk about waves. There's freezing, golden wave positioning, which is what I call it. There is the 3-wave cannon crash, which I explained in this game. 2-wave non-cannon, the weird wave where it goes non-cannon, cannon, non-cannon, right? And then understanding when to base so that you don't base on a non-cannon wave and end up losing like the entire wave, and then you only end up getting like 2 mages or something, some ridiculously low number, right? Because I know half of you motherfuckers out there base, and then all of a sudden you come back and you're like, oh my god, there's only 2 mages left, right? Yeah, that's because you based on the wrong wave. But obviously sometimes you're forced to base on a wrong wave. But basically the reason why wave management is so important is because you are maximizing your CS and maximizing the XP you get and making sure that you never leave waves in a bad position. So that is why it's very important, because it keeps you with the curve of the game, essentially. I probably should just fight them, huh? Fine. Ooh, what the? What the? But yeah, wave management, very important because it allows you to make sure the waves are not in bad positions. And when you watch any of these videos, whether I'm playing in Diamond, Iron, in this case, in this game, Gold, Masters here, I haven't played in Challenger in a while, but I always put heavy emphasis on mentioning the waves. I'm like, oh, okay, the wave's good here, right? It's bouncing towards me. You guys have heard that term a million times. Or you've heard the term, okay, the wave is, I'm crashing the wave here and I'm taking a base. Because now the wave's bouncing back towards me, it's good, right? So that is making sure that I'm never in a bad position. And the few moments and few times where I actually mess up a lane or get ganked and die to a gank on accident, you guys always hear me, oh shoot, the wave's in a bad position because it's slow pushing towards them while I'm only coming back just then and there, right? So wave management is very important. Top, mid, top and bot lane is the same thing on how the waves work. Mid lane is a little bit different. I'm the least experienced with mid lane. But basically, it's just making sure you're not leaving states in a bad position. That's it. This guy's not dying, man. What the hell? What the hell? So that is wave management, and I'm not going to sit here and explain every single one. That's for the coaching sessions. There's my plug. It's so natural to just plug it, because this is all knowledge that I teach on repeat. But continuing on. Let's kill this Aphelios real quick. Very nice. And nothing here. And lastly, the last one is decision making. It's your ability to choose what you want to do, right? This could be, do I want to freeze here? Do I want to slow push here? And then obviously the mechanics and the knowledge of it to be able to follow up with it is a different story, right? But you want to decide, like, what am I going to do here? Am I going to, for example, go bot here? Am I going to go top here, mid here? Like, you know what I mean? It's basically your ability to know where you should be at the right time. And what do I teach people in every single YouTube video? I teach people, hey, always go side lane, like this right now. Go opposite side objective, set yourself in a position to pressure, and then your opponents have two options, right? They'll deal with you, or they will lose the objectives. That's what I teach people every time in these YouTube videos, right? And eventually, I'll probably end up making a video tonight too, where I don't split push, and I just group every single time. You guys will probably see this video, that video after this one, but yeah. So right now, in theory, my teammates should be on Baron because they sent it for bot, but not a big deal. Oh, I realized we have a Syndra that's AFK. I see. Okay. But anyways, you guys get the point there. It's your decision making on what are we going to do here? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? And then your mechanics is now your ability to actually execute upon that. So what's going on here? We have 1K Heartsteel. What is going on in the chat? Oh, we have AFK. Screw, my bad. All right, so let's see right here. We have to make a decision here where we need to group with our team because we do have an AFK Syndra, so we have to 4v5, pool our numbers together, and try to fight. And I'll be quite honest, I probably count as 3 champions, so we should be good. As long as I don't get hit by any abilities. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, guys, we are playing in Bronze, Silver, Gold. That's why we have weird shit like this, where we have Runon's Locket, Frozen Heart. Rise. Anyways, regardless, let's look for a pick on someone. So this is the decision to rotate through their jungle as they just finish their base and look for a pick on someone right here. So right here, we can probably find someone right here. Juke. Easy juke. I don't know what he's doing. Wait, what? I died. What is all this HP doing for me? It ain't doing jack. I died in a split second. Oh, that's so sad. Alright, I gotta use my brain a little bit more then. That guy like cut my HP down in a split second. That was unfair. God damn. So yeah, that is basically the entire premise of my coaching, is I will base the way I coach you around those 4 concepts, because I'll be honest guys, League of Legends is literally the exact same shit on repeat over and over again. Nothing changes to each game. You need to draw out the zones of each person, you need to make sure the waves are good, and you need to follow up with good mechanics when you fight people, and whatever you decide to do. That's it. That's it. That's not. No, don't touch that. That's all you do on repeat over and over again. And then that is how you should be judging all your games, is off of those concepts on repeat over and over again. Oh yeah. So for this particular game right now, I need to group probably, not side lane anymore, and then just team fight. And then it just spell itself out for me. Dodge every ability, which is Zone of Influence. And then simply hit someone and kill them. That is it. That is all we shall do on repeat. Maybe catch this Morg. It'd be kind of greedy to try to push out. Oh, kill him, Rengar ult. Ayah. Ayah. Oh. Ooh, good damage. So we should win the game right here. I don't see a reason why we would lose. I get to hit Nasus for free. Nasus down. Dodge the Morgana binding. She pops Zanya's. Juke, hit the Pike for free. No one's focusing me right now, so I get free damage. Finish off the Morg. She's dead. Where's Elise? Yeah, she's 1 HP. Let her go, we'll just push mid, and we'll take the double in him. And that should prepare us for double dragon here, or infernal dragon. And we should be in a good position. So right there was nothing special. No one really focused me. I didn't really have to draw too much Zone of Influence on my opponents, because they seem to use all their abilities already on everyone else. And I kind of just hit people for free. My biggest piece of advice when it comes to playing Vayne top or even Vayne ADC is make sure that you're only in position for one person to hit you at once, ideally. Because that means that you're in a position where you only have to really calculate one person. And as long as you are ready for anyone else who comes into the picture all of a sudden, like a Malphite flying in with ult or something, then you should be fine, right? So right there in that team fight, I was only really in position for Pike to hit me and Morgana. And Morgana was in Zanya, so she wasn't really even that much of a threat. And then you play from there, right? Because now, instead of worrying about 5 people and what they can do to you, you only have to worry about 1, which is my biggest secret to 1v5ing in the side lane. Whenever I 1v5 people in the side lane where they send 5 people and then they look really cool, right? Where it looks like I can take on 5 guys at once. In reality, I'm not taking them on at once. I'm taking them on one at a time, right? So it's kind of like a trade, essentially, right? Is you're in position where only one person can hit you, and then you're dealing with that one person, and when they're dead or whatnot, right? You're then dealing with the next person, right? On repeat over and over again. So right here, notice my positioning, very far back, only one person can hit me. Nasus right now, right? Pop the QSS on his little silver mirror dawn thingy. And again, only in position for one person to hit me. Now I'm in position for 2 people to hit me. And I'm doing no damage. Whoa! And you can see how easy the team fight is to maneuver. Oh my god. Please give me the dragon. Oh, bless up. Don't kill me. Don't flash. Yeah, I should have autoed him. Oh my god, I'm bad. It's okay, keeps the game interesting. I don't know where he is. I'm probably just gonna die. Probably worth it to die, to be honest. But it's whatever. I'll take a base. I'll let the Aphelios base in clear so that we can keep this game a little bit more interesting. But yeah. That right there was a pretty good example of team fighting on Vayne. Very far back, only in position for one person to hit me at once. And then at some point, I was in position for 2 people, but they weren't really focused on me. It was the Pyke and Nasus. And their damage really isn't even that big, so it was perfectly fine in that scenario. So right here, we're going to simply grab our blue and grab the Baron. Doesn't matter who gets this. I'll just grab the buff at the end of it. Grab the Baron, group bot lane push. Maybe you can group mid if you're impatient. Both calls are fine. And yeah, end the game. And remember, right? While I was positioned only in range for one person to hit me at once, I had to follow up everything I was doing with the good mechanics, right? I needed good mechanics. I had to output my damage, make sure my spacing was good, all that tiny little detail stuff, right? That I can't mention. It's fine, Rengar. You can get the red buff after. Does he need the EXP? No, he doesn't. Bot is the safest play here, so try to take down that inhib. But they are playing the Blitzcrank is trolling in the Rise. Okay. We might actually lose this game, which is the funny thing. Oh my god. I'm standing still. Ouch, that actually hit me. Oh, I lose this. Ah, lol. Heartsteel proc for the boys. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys drop a like, hit the sub button, and have a fantastic rest of your day.